must unite or we perish. This African Union now. There is no time to waste.
We must unite or perish. That is the great Kwame Nkrumah. Yes, that is the only solution to Africa. He lived and died for the unification of Africa. And then we must continue until see the dream of our forefathers become reality. That is the United Africa. So please, I thank you very much for coming around. I am your missionary brother Dobia Anzanse. We are on a mission, one African mission. We are on a mission, and our mission is all about the unification of the African continent. Our mission is all about the dignity of the African race. Please, if you want a better future for Africa, if you want a better, a dignified future for the children of Africa, then please, let us join hands together and fight for a united Africa, because today everybody has come to realize that it is only unity that can give us a dignified Africa. The other day we made a video about a movie star in Nigeria, Ramsey Noah, talking about exactly what we are saying here. He said it is only unity that can bring an end to whatever we are going through as children of Africa. Today, everybody, footballers, so everybody must get involved, whether you are a footballer, whether you are a musician, whether you are a movie producer. Let us do movies promoting a united Africa. Let us do music promoting the unity of Africa, because we are all suffering. We are all catching the same hell as Africans. Until you take your African passport to travel, that is when you realize that we are all catching the same hell. The only difference is that they give some few Africans, which we're going to be talking about it today, they give some few Africans the opportunity or the privileges to be enjoying traveling around, and their families to be enjoying traveling around. These are Africans who want to betray the continent of Africa. It is only them that they give that opportunity and the privileges, and their children to be coming to America, to Europe, to whatever for free. But the rest of us, we are catching hell. 1.8 billion people, because that is the population of Africa. Don't let anybody lie to you that Africa is 1.3, 1.2 billion. 1.8 billion people, the rest of us, we are catching hell. So if we want a dignified Africa, so that all of us will be enjoying the same privileges, then we must fight for a united Africa. How can an African wake up, cannot travel around the world, by European, American? They wake up, they take their passport, they travel around the world. The children of Africa, the youth of Africa, start thinking like that. An American wake up with his American passport, he travel around the world. A European, the same thing. No matter how poor a European is, he has the privileges to travel around the world. But you as an African, even if you are a business person, even if you are a middle class, so-called middle class person, you want to travel around Africa, it's so difficult, not to talk of traveling outside of Africa. What can we do to bring an end to that? We must work hard and fight for the unification of Africa. I thank you very much for coming around. Please, if you appreciate what we are doing, please let us take our YouTube channel to 10K viewers, 10K subscribers. We need your support. And together with your support, we can achieve our dream of a united Africa. I thank you very much for coming around. And then, as we're talking about the dignity of the African race, watch this video, this short video. Because of copyright, we just took a very short one. The French government today, they want to bribe the military leadership in Niger. The French president want to bribe him, General Tierney wanted to bribe him for $100 million for him to calm down and continue to do business with the French, because they have threatened us as children of Niger. They have threatened us with military intervention by ECOWAS. It didn't work. With sanctions, it didn't work. Now they go back and decide to use the same old tactics to bribe. Let's watch the video.
Reports suggest that Emmanuel Macron attempted to bribe General Abdourahmane Tiani with a whooping sum of 60 billion CFA francs, roughly equating to 100 million US dollars, to relinquish his fight after the military coup of July 26, 2023.
Yes, so as you can see, it's a very short video. And according to the reporter, the French leadership come to realize that no, these people are not giving up. So what must we do? We have to go back and take the same old trick. These people, they never change. They never change, but they don't know that it is a new dawn for Africa. They still are not realizing it. And then we're not going to take anything that will impede the progress of Africa anymore. Whether you are an African leader who wants to betray the continent of Africa, your day is coming, your time is coming. We must speak against any African leader who is not standing up for the children of Africa. We must make them so unpopular. Because the reason why these people want to do that, 100 million US dollars. 100 million US dollars they are offering the leadership. And that is what they have been doing. All these so-called democratic leaders, so-called, not all of them, some of them, that is what they sign agreement with them. Oh, we will give you these privileges, you and your family. So you're going to see them and their family, their children going to America, going to Paris, going to London, enjoying, only them, only the few enjoying, whilst the rest of us are languishing in poverty. So that is exactly what they were offering General Tiani. They want to give him 100 million, and I'm sure they might have promised him and his family, you're gonna be. We saw it, how how the leadership and their family, some leadership in Africa and their children are enjoying, while the rest of us are suffering. But this, as I said, they don't know it's a new dawn for Africa. These generals are very smart. He said, no, we don't need it. Why? Because we cannot sell Niger just for 100 million. We cannot betray Niger when you people and your media, you are saying Niger is the second poorest country in the world. Now you want to bribe us just 100 million. And you know what? They say no. And as I said, these are the tricks that they have been using. In Congo, Mobutu, they promised Mobutu $60,000 for him to get rid of Patrice Lumumba. Lumumba, who was saying Congo has enough to feed the whole continent of Africa. Can you imagine? There's a dam in Congo. I forgot the name, but you can remind me then what's the name of the dam in the comment section. There's a dam in Congo that can provide electricity to the entire continent of Africa. And yet Congo doesn't even have a stable electricity. Why? Because Mobutu listened to the CIA in America and sold Congo back to them for $60,000, because that was what they promised him if he can get rid of Patrice Lumumba. And after he get rid of him, they come out with an initial $30,000, and then he said, no, I just did it because I have to do it. That is the colonial, the slave mentality, betraying your own people. 90 million people, you sold a country of 90 million people, the richest country in the world, just for 60,000 in the 60s, just for $60,000. And that was the same thing they wanted to do to General Tiani. Oh, calm down, we'll give you 100 million, and then you and your children will be enjoying in Paris and stuff. He said no. Why? Because let me read you this from Al Jazeera. Niger missed a debt payment of 13.4 million CFA francs, which is equivalent to 22 million last week. The West African Debt Management Agency said on Monday, bringing the total default to the sum of 519 million since a July coup and a suspension from the regional financial market. The West African Monetary Union debt, blah blah. It's a long story, but in all these so-called French countries, they have this payment which Mama Arcana has been exposing. They call it the colonial pact or something like that. That you have to be paying some money to the French for what they did for you, for all the goodies that they did for you in your country when they were colonizing you. So till today, French countries are still paying this debt to the French. But these three countries that we have today, these people who come to liberate their countries, to have freedom, to give their people freedom, they say no. So within 6 months, Niger has been able to save $519 million. Take $100 million that the French want to bribe the government, the leadership. Take that 100 million out of this 519, and you will still have just for 6 months. So imagine if Niger can continue like that for 10 years. Niger will be saving billions that has been going to the French. And because the French cannot understand it, they want to bribe the leadership just for 100 million. And that is what, as I said, they never change their tactics. But they don't know that it is a new dawn for Africa. These leaders that we have today, they are so smart. They will not sell their country for a penny, for a peanut. They did that in Burkina Faso. When Thomas Sankara, the great Sankara, was coming out with programs that would elevate his people and lift them from so-called poverty, they came out, they give a certain guy, a certain criminal called Blaise Compaoré. When Blaise Compaoré overthrew, assassinate Thomas Sankara, when he was asked, why did you do that? He didn't have anything to say. He just did it because he's God. Because this is how these Europeans has been, and their missionaries has been able to colonize our people mentally, to think that they are gods. So your God, because they give us the picture of God, and he's a white man. And if your God asks you to do something for him, you will do it. And this is the reason why we are here as missionaries, to counter and undo the damage that the European missionaries did to our people, because it is so deep. Sometimes you see our people acting in a way you don't understand. Please, it is deeper than we can even understand. The brain of the black African were just taken away and replaced by something else that we don't know. But we thank God, at least today we have leaders in those 3 countries, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, who are standing for their people. And then the French, you want to bribe them for just $100 million, because you have been doing that. All these so-called democratic leaders, that is why they cannot stand up for their people, because they give them and their children some privileges to go to London, to go to Paris, to go and be chill out. They are enjoying life whilst the rest of the country are languishing in poverty, because somebody has promised them that, them and their family, so that they will continue to be taking the resources of the country to go and be enjoying in the Western world. And they will invite you and your children to come and be enjoying whilst they continue to take your resources. But today we have leadership in Burkina Faso, in Mali, and in Niger, who are saying, no, enough is enough. And then we, the children of Africa, must stand with these leaders. We must stand with them. We must pray for them every day, because Africa needs more leaders like this. And then when God has given us leaders like this, you see them calling them dictators. We call on the gods of Africa to give us more dictators like that of General Chiani of Niger. We call on the God to give us more dictators like that of Captain Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso. We need more dictators like that of the junta leader in Mali. We need dictators who will stand for their people. After all, democracy has never given us anything in Africa. All that democracy gives us is for the Western world to be calling us poorest continent in the world. That is all, disrespecting us in the name of democracy, because that is the only thing democracy has given us. So today, if we have leaders who are standing up for their people, if this 519 million, if it was so-called democratic leader, because the so-called democratic leaders in other French countries, they are still paying it. But he said, no, we're not going to pay it. And imagine how it's going to take Niger if they continue like this. The situation is carefully monitored by the so-called, it's just nonsense. It's just nonsense. So African youth, If we want our dignity, we must support these leaders. And I'm very much for coming around. I am your missionary brother, Brother Dobia Anzan. Say we are on a mission, the #1 African mission. We want one Africa. That is why we come out with this mission, the #1 African mission. Let us all together fight for the unification of the African continent. Together we can have one continent, one country, one military, one currency, one passport, and Africa will be great once again. We can have back our dignity. I thank you very much for coming around. Please follow us on Facebook, One African Mission. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, One African Mission, and also follow us on TikTok. All the social media handles, we are there. Support our mission. Together, me and you can bring a dignified Africa, not just for us, but for the next generation of Africans. Thank you.